Hey, y'all, watch this.
Oh, hello everyone. Okay, here we go. We are off to a rousing start here. Yeah, we were all back there, bobbing our heads to the music. So, anyways, I want to welcome everybody to another fine week of the Grumpy Vlogger. We'll be talking about just about anything and everything. I will go over some of the situation that's been going on with Judy and stuff that's been updating you on that and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let's see where we go. Let me switch over to dynamic and let me add this gentleman, Mr. Art Carlson.
Yeah! Woohoo!
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good.
We are here and we are live. We made
We
it.
are alive.
Wow,
Finally.
it's been
We
finally.
missed
I
you
know
last
I've missed.
night.
I tell you what, I've missed. It's yesterday was a rough day for Judy.
Yeah. Sorry to hear.
Well, part of it was the medications that she's been on. She's been on some pretty high dosage medications, and it started having an effect on her. So let me go ahead and bring in the other gentleman.
Okay.
Let me bring in the third gimp first. Hey, Charles, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, Lloyd. Hey, Art. Doing good.
Hey, Charles.
Everybody in the
And
chat.
the thunder from down under. There we
Yeah.
go. And and there we go. Okay, we're all here.
Good evening.
Mhm.
So, first thing I want to do before we get anywhere else is I want to look at the chat and welcome everybody. I'm going to start at the very top.
Mhm.
I think if I get up here. Captain Joe America, USA Drone Flyer. Welcome, Joe. Jody, Drone Shots. Glad to see you
Hello,
here.
everyone.
Glenn, Thunderbird 6. I was
Yep.
just thinking about you the other day for some reason.
Mhm.
And Aerial One Visions.
That'd be Dustin.
Yeah.
One Visionary. I read that backward. That's my dyslexic thinking. One Visionarial. That would
Yeah.
be Dustin. Yes, I know. Trevor, welcome, mate. And droning with
Steven
Jamie.
Drones.
Hello, hello. And let's see, we got Artco Drone Solutions. I think I know him. And this Charles Gillespie fellow. Yeah, he looks familiar. And
We got Jamie.
Jamie, yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Johnny Drone Flyer.
Johnny.
Steven Drones.
That'd be Johnny.
Yeah,
Yep,
I know
that's
Jamie, Johnny Drone Flyer.
Mhm.
Let's see, anybody
Mark
else?
R. White, who I just saw over at Keith's channel that I was on
Yep.
just
Yep.
prior to this show.
Okay, and Waypoint, New England. Yes.
Yep.
Bryan.
Yeah, Bryan.
Bryan, right. Okay. So, anyways, let me give a rundown of what went on
All right.
with Judy and all of this. Okay. She's been having harder and harder troubles breathing over the last few months. She's been getting sicker and sicker. And a week ago, it'll be 2 weeks this Wednesday. I took her into the doctor as a follow-up appointment, and so it was one we had to make. And when we got in there, her pulse ox was at 82, which anything below 90, they start freaking out. You know,
Right.
and her blood pressure was down about 90 over 55, still fairly low.
That's low.
And her pulse rate was running about 140. So they kept taking it, and things started coming back up to where, and they finally got her above 90 on her pulse ox and all of that. And the doctor said she was about ready to have us go to the ER, but things are starting to come back up to normal. And she gave me a list of stuff. It says if any of these things happen, you get her to the ER. So the next day, Thursday, I had I bought her a Coke on the way home. She's not a Coke drinker, but on the way home from the doctor, she wanted to try a Coke. So she said, I like that. I haven't had, because she's, for all the years we were married up until she had her stroke, she's always been an avid Pepsi drinker. But then when she had her stroke, couldn't stand Pepsi anymore, but she wanted Dr. Pepper. So then she switched to Coke. So the Thursday around 1 o'clock, I got up and ran, and she had woke up and she says, you didn't get my Coke. So I said, all right, let me just run right up here to the store. I was just up there. I picked up a 6-pack or an 8-pack of the small Cokes and in a cold 20 ounce.
Right.
When I got home, she's sitting on the side of the bed, leaning over, and she's in a kind of a drawn up position, and she's not answering me. And I said, and I could tell she was struggling to breathe. So she had her oxygen off of her head, so I put it back on her, and I gave her a hit of her albuterol. That didn't help, and so when I put the oxygen back on her, I realized the machine had shut off in the bathroom. So I went in there and turned it back on, and what had happened is she'd gotten up, and instead of using the bedside commode,
Mhm.
which she could have easily done is a foot and a half from her. She got up and decided to walk all the way to 30, 40 feet into the bathroom and then back, and she just lost all of her ability to breathe. And so I started I and I had just ordered her a new uh, blood pressure cuff for her wrist, and I'd ordered it from Walmart. They'd actually delivered it before I went to get the Coke, so it was still in the box when I came back in the house. And so I had to, I ripped open the box, put the batteries in, checked her blood pressure, and I thought, boy, this machine is completely screwed up. What in the hell is? I checked the batteries again. I checked her
Mm.
pulse ox. At this point, her pulse ox was 70.
Whoa,
Wow.
Yeah,
that's low.
her
Yeah.
blood pressure was 70 over 40,
Ooh, that's low.
and
That's
her
not good.
her and her heart rate was running between 150 and 210.
Wow.
Wow.
Ah,
I called the
yeah,
ambulance.
yeah.
The first word she got out of her mouth is call police. So I called the
Yeah.
ambulance, and we gave her a uh, breathing treatment while he was on the phone while waiting for the ambulance to get there. And I put the dogs up when I put the little male Chihuahua up because he's the one who goes ballistic. The other dogs, no big deal. Except Ranger wanted to run outside and look at them pretty blue and red lights that were out in the front yard. He never goes out the
Mhm.
front door, but he liked them pretty lights and had to go. He wanted to go check them out.
Hmm.
But anyways, they got her loaded up and they got her, but they couldn't get they couldn't get a blood an IV in her,
Oh
and
boy.
they ended up trying for the carotid in here, and finally they got one started in her arm, and we off to the hospital we went, and finally her blood pressure started coming up, and it was like they got it up to like 90 over 50, and but her pulse rate was still running at 147 to
Wow.
190, and her pulse ox was still, it
Mm.
was out of the 70s, is up in the 80s, and it was slowly climbing. And
Ah.
they just kept pumping fluids through her, keeping, and finally they said, we're going to have to admit her. So they admitted her Thursday night. Doctor
Hmm.
came in and saw her the next day. She didn't sleep at all Thursday night. The doctors came in and saw her and said, I'd really like to keep her another couple of days just so she'd rest. I said, well, that's the problem. She hasn't rested. She hasn't been asleep yet. She says, well, okay. I said, she'd probably rest better at home. And Judy was wanting to go home. So,
Hmm.
anyways, the doctor wrote the discharge orders. We were right down. I'd already signed her out and just sat her up to get her dressed. And suddenly it just started crashing again, and she couldn't breathe. So they gave her another breathing treatment. That didn't help. Walked out the nurse. I said, she ain't going nowhere. And he says, yep, I've already called the doctor. Says, I'm waiting on, and so the doctor picked up about the time I walked out there, and he told him what was going on. She says, he gets off the phone and says, well, she told you she wanted to keep her another 2 days. She's not getting out until Sunday now. And
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
they screwed around until they had her sit up on the side of the bed and make sure everything was okay and once they did that, and the nurses were all
Mhm.
happy with her results, they said, well, we can go. And by then the snowstorm had started, and we ended up with about 3.5, 4 inches of snow, and I had to drive back, and it was a little slick, it was a little slippery, and and it was blowing. That was the other problem. We had a real blowing wind, so it was hard to see. But anyway, so uh uh yeah, I just saw what Andrew said. Maybe he's interested in Christmas lights now. Yeah, Ranger was all about those lights. But
Yeah.
anyways, we got her home. They started they when they when she was in there, they started her on some real high potent antibiotics because she was showing infections in her lungs as well. It wasn't, it just, or in her system, her body was fighting all this. And she also was, they had her on a high amount of steroids to get the lungs to open up. And
Right.
it was just an exasperation, it was just a flare up, a really major flare up of her COPD. So,
Right.
so but then this last 3 or 4 days, she's been getting a little more wackadoodles, if you might. It's just,
Oh.
things have not been all there, and she started having problems talking again, and each day was getting a little worse. And then yesterday, my son came over, and she was like, he went in, he talked with her, and he came out and told me, he said, "Let me finish talking to her because something's not right here." So, okay, and as a police officer, he was going through what was going on. I stepped out of the room to get something, and she started talking with him. So I'd been saying, "Well, no, babe, that's not the way that is. I think you kind of, she'd been hallucinating and was getting madder about stuff. And so she's better today, much better today. That's why I'm doing the shows, because her thinking,
Good.
she took her last steroid yesterday, and on top of that, the damn antibiotics ended up giving her thrush and it's making it hard to swallow, and in her mouth.
Oh.
Thrush is like a yeast infection of the mouth caused by high potent antibiotics, and one of the inhalers that they gave her also will cause it, but she only took that one time because she didn't really need it by the time they got it to us. So, anyways, it's been just an up and down roller coaster for the last really the last couple of months, but the last 2 weeks have just been absolute horrendous. And I honestly, I thought when they took her by ambulance, I thought we were going to lose her. I mean, it was just her breathing was so bad. But she had some good doctors, had some fantastic nurses.
Good.
The ER nurse, the ER doctor were both fantastic, and I talked about that in that video I put up. And but it is what it is. So that's what's going on, and we go see the doctor tomorrow, unless we get a blizzard tonight, which we're not supposed to. We're just getting rain right now, and but that's where I've been. That's what I've been dealing with. It's just it is what you have to go through when you start, and she's got the tick back that developed while she was in the hospital. That tick where she gets sounds like a broken record.
We got Steve Knowles, Justin, Bill, Chin Dynasty.
Yeah.
And Mudball's here, Dynasty.
Mudball, I saw that. Mark and Steve Knowles and Andrew is here as well.
Let's do the clap.
Hey.
I got the clap, and I'll give it to Dom. Yeah, hey, Dom. You want the clap? Hey, clap.
When the hell have you been smoking, Art?
When was that? Back in the 70s or something?
I don't remember the 70s. If you do, you weren't living it.
Yeah. I was too young in the 70s.
Yeah, you was too young in the 70s.
Yeah, me too.
I was born in 68, so...
okay.
You're the same age as
school in 74.
Man, that's sad. Dom, you're the same age as my son.
My you're 1 year older than my niece. She was born in 69. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
68.
But yeah, Glenn, and I want to thank everybody that wished her a happy birthday. She did, she had a great birthday.
Good.
Cool. And she really appreciated that, and all the well wishes, thoughts, prayers, and all of that. That meant a lot to her, and it meant a lot to me. So
good.
Yeah. But
another
working on my second. I'm working on my second dummy now, and
Oh.
I was hoping he'd be ready for tonight, but he's not. I each one of these I learned something new, and I'm 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 making sure I got all my mechanics tightened up the way I want them. I want them to where everything works and works good. So I'm I run into a problem today. Something popped loose, and I didn't have it secured properly, and so uh, I had
Went
to.
all over the
I use
place.
this stuff called epoxy sculpt, and so I to do some of the sculpting and everything. He's going to have a unique look, and got his name all picked out. I think I've got his voice, and uh, yeah. So like I said, I was hoping to have him uh, by tonight, but I'd rather wait and premiere him when I know he's in
Right.
better condition. And
Right.
so I'm just about there. I've probably got about another day and a half, 2 days work. I got the final. I got the lacquer finish on the main part of it done, and now it's strictly working on the mechanics, and I've got them
Cool.
partially done, and I just got a couple of, like I said, I had something pop loose that was held in place by the epoxy putty, but I didn't. I puttied it. It's a rod that goes through up in the upper part of the temple, goes through right here,
Mm.
and I puttied it on the outside to hold it in place. I forgot to putty it on the inside, so it popped loose. So now I've got
Mhm.
to. I had to put the putty on each end of the rod on the inside because it goes all the way through the skull and through the head up here, and that's one of the bars that runs the pulley wheels or has the lines run over. And I was trying to do a temporary adjustment to it before I put it all together, and I popped it loose. Like, oh shit! I never patched. I never thought to fix the inside of it. I was working on the outside so I could get the outside finish done. So I still got to go back and do a little bit of work on that. But anyways, that's what I've been doing. So taking care of Judy and trying to stay sane.
Good.
So uh oh, I
Oh.
meant to and I didn't do it. I That sign that I won, you know, I was
Oh
gonna
yeah.
have I was gonna have it hanging right here, and it's still sitting in there on my bedside. I just I was having I was having problems getting the link set up and everything so I could send you guys the links
Hey, Jim.
Oh.
uh, for the show. And actually, if you guys look, it might be the exact same link. So because I keep reusing the same show, uh, you probably will be able to use the same link every week.
Well. Okay.
That's one of the things about. Yes, Andrew,
Well,
I did see that. Yeah.
Lloyd, Charles got the other sign.
What
There
was
were
the other
two
one?
signs
Oh,
that Brad sent me. One of
okay.
them
Finally got
says,
it today.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Cool.
And Charles
Bringing.
got the dumb fuckery sign, I
Well,
believe.
yeah.
And you got the shits and giggles sign.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everything shits and giggles until somebody giggles and
Someone
shits.
jiggles and shits. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And Judy saw that and she just burst out laughing. She says, "Boy, if that's not the truth, I don't know what is."
Yep. It's all about shits
Yeah.
and giggles.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
See, Lloyd, even when you don't come to my show, you win.
I
Yeah.
know. Well, when you sent me that message, I thought, "What the hell?" You know. And now, who won that one originally? Was it
I think it
Laura?
was Laura.
Laura won the candy, and you sent it to
Oh,
me. I
yeah,
thought,
that's right. So it might have been Grant.
okay, it must have been Grant. Yeah.
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 Because it was
Mhm.
someone
Oh,
out
that's
of the
it.
US.
It was Grant. It was Grant because I've talked to him
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
it since then. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thunderbird,
Just
you
trying to
haven't giggled
remember
in a
which one
while.
was which.
Well, my show's been off the air. That's why you're not giggling.
Mhm.
I mean, this is only, that's what this is. I will say, like I said, Judy had some great great help up there. And one of the, which I did the shout out on my video, her name is T. She was her
Yeah.
aide for the night, or her tech for the night. And
Great.
she was just, she liked my, she is a new Grumpy Vlogger fan.
Oh,
So,
that's good.
well, I was wearing the hat because I didn't feel like combing my hair or anything. To be honest with you, I was lucky I managed to make it out of the driveway. I had to go back in the house twice because I forgot something, and then I got up there and I still forgot stuff. So it's like,
I know that feeling. Sometimes it can take me 3 or 4
Yeah.
attempts to leave the house. You get out to the car, you put something in the car. Oh shit, I've forgotten such and such. You go back
Yeah.
in.
yeah. Well, in this case, this was just. Fortunately, it didn't take him. It took him a while to get everything set up in the ambulance, so I had time to run back in the house 2 or 3 times. I still forgot to go up half the stuff that I needed up there,
Mhm.
but I'll tell you what. Judy didn't smoke obviously from that time until, well, she was like, she's probably had, since she was in the hospital the last 2 weeks, she's probably had a pack of cigarettes
Oh, boy.
in
Wow.
2 weeks time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've had a few more, but I'm telling you what, our cigarette budget has been a lot better the last couple of weeks. Cause
Oh,
I
yeah.
for me it was too damn cold to go outside to go smoke a cigarette walk across the street and get into the van. So, and I didn't want to leave her, And I finally Friday night, 'cause when she didn't get out, I went home and I slept for I think I got about 7 hours sleep, and I felt really
Wow.
refreshed.
Mm.
And then I didn't sleep again until Sunday night.
Oh,
And
boy.
Judy didn't sleep until Monday. She'd been awake. She slept Friday night, woke up Saturday morning, and she didn't go to sleep until Monday night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, when I had my mild heart attack, when I got to the hospital, I did nothing but sleeping. Because they gave me medication to, kind of slow
Right.
me down a little bit, and
Well,
so
yeah. Hers. The reason she wasn't sleeping was because of the friggin'
yeah, the medication to get her,
steroids. Yeah, the
yeah,
steroids. Yeah, it was keeping her.
steroids, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Mm.
that killed me though, trying to keep up with her. It's like, damn.
Well, my new printer came today. I went and
Yeah.
got an HP wireless printer because my old Canon printer, I guess, doesn't like Windows 11.
Ah, there you
I
go.
could not get work at all. So
Yeah.
for about
What kind
50
of
bucks, I got a new printer with
does it
a
use the
scan.
cartridges? Does
Yeah,
it
I
use
think
cartridges?
well, this one uses the cartridges, but I'm not sure about the new printer though.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, because the H. I don't think, do I have HP or
Yeah,
what?
good point. Good point. Oh, shit.
Yeah, just
Ain't that the truth?
Hmm.
yeah. Let me get down here.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yep. Totally agree with that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's probably what they did with art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why they sedated you. You started telling jokes.
Well, I didn't tell them, they got the new medication for lesbians called
Oh,
tricoxagon.
I did ask, didn't I?
Well,
Yeah.
and then they have
Not allowed to
another
comment on
one
that.
for the gays called trinoacidol. So,
I notice you don't tell these jokes on your show.
Yeah.
Save them for
Demonetized.
Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't monetized anyway, so it doesn't make any
Yeah.
difference. But
No chance of getting monetized then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
After that.
Speaking of James over at My PI Dreams, he
Yep.
just reached 60K.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Well done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Good for James.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even look anymore. I don't even know where I'm at.
Yeah.
haven't reached
You're
1,000.
at 829.
829. That's where I've been for about, 6 months. So.
Well, you've been bouncing around, but you've been down in the 700s for a long time, and then we start pushing on Jalen Tarita,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah,
when
they
you
got me up over 800, and it's got
Yep.
me, but I didn't think I was ever going to get out of the 700, so I'm happy. So,
Mhm.
but
Well, I just broke 3,600.
I think I
Right
saw
now.
that too.
Yeah, I'm at 3630 right now.
Yeah, it's all the
Okay.
Mary Burke fans.
Yeah, it's all the Mary Burke fans. That's right. I just
Yeah.
released 2 of them just recently. One of them is, well, she was sporting a holster for her 380. And so I had to do, yeehaw! That Mary Burke, she's a pistol packing mama. And I got the video of her with her holster. And then there was
Guns and
another one
booze.
where she was measuring a cucumber. And I said, yeehaw, that Mary Burke can measure my cucumber anytime. And I got one thumbs down. One guy, who was it? Droning, West Palm Droning or West Palm Aerial said, that's not funny. Unsubscribing. So I replied, bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
Yep.
Yep.
That is their option to unsubscribe if they don't like your
If you don't
content.
like it, unsubscribe. Yep.
Yep, that's right.
That's
Hey, we got Nana's Attic. That'd be Brad.
Brad. Yep.
Hey, Brad.
Skills Brad.
Yep.
Welcome to the show. And hey, don't forget, guys, if you want to hear about all the newest drone news at the top of the hour is Drone Nation. So,
roughly
what was it that was actually released on the 17th? I kind of missed. I saw something they were talking about. It was going to happen. And
my brain's just gone.
Yeah. Something DJI was supposed to release on the 17th, I thought.
No, it's gone.
It must not have been a drone then.
Yeah, it was. It was the one that carries tube socks.
Oh yeah, it's one of those those heavy lift
it's an Enterprise?
Drones, yeah.
Well, they sent out all those emails like it was something important, like I'd really give a shit about something like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go off and buy one.
Yeah, there you
I'll
go.
just run out and buy 2 or 3 of them damn things.
Yeah, there you go for 30K, Yeah, you go. Hey, we got Rod.
How many pizzas do I have to sell?
Oh, Mike too, he said was
Mike too, that was it, yeah.
Mike too, that was it. Yeah, the Mike too. That's right. Thank you,
not Magic Mike, but Mike too.
Yeah, who cares about Magic Mike?
Yeah. And how about those Detroit Lions? Yeah. We made it to the NFC Championship game. They played the San Francisco 49ers.
One more win to make the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Okay.
And it'll be their first one, too.
And what's who's playing on the other? What 2 teams are playing on the other side?
That would be Baltimore and Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah. Kansas City.
Boy, they got lucky yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
Because Buffalo missed
I
the
watched both
field goal
games.
to tie it.
Missed the field goal, yeah.
And missed, Shanks, absolute shank.
Yep. So that was the most football I've watched in a long time. Two
So-
good games.
What do you think about
We don't.
the whole Taylor Swift crap going on? You know,
Oh God,
That's why I
just
is it?
That's why I want KC to lose, because I'm barracking against them.
yeah, that's right.
I'm sick and tired of seeing it.
God,
Well, here's what I want to happen. I want Kansas City, Detroit in the Super Bowl, and it'll be the repeat of the very first game of the season where the Lions beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna say something about this Taylor Swift controversy and all that crap going on. Now, this is in very bad taste. So if you
Good.
have, you know,
That's what we need. We need more bad taste.
gentle feelings and stuff, or
Mhm.
feelings easily hurt, don't listen to what I'm about to say. But Taylor Swift, a lot of her music is based off 200 and I don't know some songs, and most of them are about her ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not
That's
once
why.
has she,
What she's
not
done
once
is,
has she written a song about a blowjob.
no. That
Just
song
wonder why
sucks.
she's got so many ex.
I feel that what she's done is she's gone out with this bloke so she can research her next album.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. Mhm.
And like I said, she's never written one about,
Grant.
and that's why she's got all those exes that she can write
Mhm.
songs about.
Mhm.
She needs to do
Somebody-
to do a music like WAP. I won't expand on those letters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, maybe
yeah.
she needs to be introduced to Felching. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Tom's leaving the show on that one. We just lost
I'm
Tom.
out.
Okay.
Mhm.
If you don't know what it is, look it up, but not on
about
my
Urban
show.
Dictionary.
What am I
I'll tell you
getting?
that'll be the end of this stream.
What am
Oh,
I getting?
Yeah, I should have never showed that to you. I told you about that.
Yeah,
Hey, we
Urban
got
Dictionary.
Steve
Leave it
Carpenter.
alone.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve, and Hot Rod.
Hot Rod,
Yep. Hello, Steve.
Grant,
And
Tim.
of course, Don Mudball. What's he
Don.
say? Still above the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a rough. The end of 23 was a rough year for us, and it wasn't. And it was. We lost two cousins. About 4 months apart, and it was just like, and here's something. So, my one cousin that just recently passed away, he died on the 30th, and they buried him the day before. 2 days before Judy went in the hospital, they had his funeral. It was too cold for us to go, so we couldn't go. But anyways, and it was in a small country cemetery up by where our cabin's at. And that's where his mother's family, and that's where his dad and mom and his brother are all buried. So anyways, they did the viewing like on Friday and then had the burial on Tuesday because it's over Martin. Or no, they did the viewing on Monday. And then the funeral was on Tuesday. So anyways, so I knew we couldn't go, so I wanted to send a nice plant or a nice arrangement or something, from Judy and I. So the funeral home had this little thing to, click on this and, it takes you right to the florist and you do your thing. And yeah, you can plant a tree in his name. For $30, you can plant a tree in his name and that's it. Or you can buy a decent set of a decent bouquet of flowers, and for $9 more, plant the same damn tree. So I gave the tree and the flowers, and I don't regret it at all. The problem came when they went to deliver them. I wanted them delivered at the graveside because I knew that his wife was probably going to be loaded down with flowers, and I wanted some of the cousins that lived real close by, like his sister, to maybe get the plant. So anyway, I get this call that they are unable to deliver the flowers at the graveside and because it's outside of their area, which is down in Lawton, and they couldn't find any florist anywhere that could make it up and deliver it.
Huh.
And did I want him sent to the home? So I don't have his home address. I mean, I knew where he lived, but I didn't have his home address, and apparently neither. I finally got hold of got hold of his sister, and she was able. She says she actually took a picture right out of her phone book and sent it to me. Out of her handwritten phone book that she has with all the old numbers. Actually, I think it was my aunt's handwritten phone book. But anyways, so I get this call in. So I call them, and of course, when you talk to somebody, they obviously their customer service is not in the United States.
Oh.
It's in Hindustan or
Well, that's
someplace,
surprising.
Oh, thank you very much. How
Yeah.
may I help you?
So
What is your address?
so I called them, and it took. Finally, I just said, they said, well, we can't. I said, I don't have their address, but that should be with the funeral home, who I arranged this all through in the first place. They should have it. So they called them, and then they called me back and says, well, they have it, but they can't give it to us until after the funeral. Well, okay, all right. So it took them 2 extra days to finally get it to them, and my cousin was nice enough. She sent Judy and I a nice thank you card and everything. But it's just like, why in the hell do they put these florists connected to these funeral homes when they can't deliver them, like they're supposed to? It's
Money.
a scam. It's just a scam, and
Yeah.
and yeah.
We got
And
Ronnie.
it's probably
God bless America.
oh hey Ronnie,
Ronnie.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's probably $15 worth of flowers
Mhm.
and a tree that is already planted because I got the coordinates, and it's planted up in on the Appalachian Trail somewhere. Like there's not enough
Oh.
trees there already. They sent me the coordinates of it, and it's right in it's in Tennessee somewhere. So it's like, he
Right.
lives in Oklahoma. Why didn't you plant a friggin' tree in Oklahoma and give it to him?
Yeah.
Because those things it just aggravate me that
Mhm.
my uncle and his best friend were in the funeral business for years, and I intended to go on to be a mortician myself. And so I know a lot of what goes on, and it's just a ripoff.
Well, Lloyd, those people think inside the box.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about being a mortician, he's the last one to let you down.
About them.
Yeah, morticians are the last one to let you down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They'll never leave you standing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I used to know.
Hey, they're always coughing there.
That's true. I used to pick up my phone when I was in high school because everybody knew I was going to be a mortician. I planned to be. Didn't work out that way, but that was my intentions. And thus the nickname Mort. Everybody knows me in high school knows me as Mort. But anyways, it was actually my 9th grade gym coach gave me that nickname. But anyways, so I'd pick up the phone I'd pick up the phone thinking it was one of my friends. This is back before caller ID, when you had one black phone that hung on the wall.
Right.
And
Right.
about a 20-foot cord, and there's these dials.
Just like the Brave Bunch.
Yeah, exactly. So I'd pick up the phone not knowing who it was, thinking it was one of my friends, and I'd pick it up and say, you stab him, we slap him.
Yeah. You chill them, we grill them.
Yeah. Well, I did that a couple of times to my aunts were calling, And one of my other things was Mendenhall's Mule Barn, which jackass you want to talk to? My aunt says, well, you're the jackass speaking. I guess it's you. Oh, I'm your dad. It was my dad's sister. The fun you could have or get into when you didn't have caller ID.
Right.
Right. And one phone for the whole household.
Yeah, and you got that long cord that's always twisted up into a knot, and you're the one that has to
Untwist it. Yeah.
And it's like, why can't you just hang the phone back? Why do you have to? Drove me
they came
nuts.
out with this little device that when they've started making it the modular phone plugs, which like J6 plugs now, and it had a little spinny thing in it which would keep it from, but it didn't. This was early days of that type of technology, so
Right.
it didn't always make a good contact, so you'd end up throwing the son of a bitch away and plugging the phone back in the way it was. But back when I was a kid, the headset didn't unplug from the cord. You know, if it went out, you had to call in Colorado, Small Bell, and they'd
Oh,
come out
yeah,
and
that's
repair your
right.
phone. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they didn't have all that modular system that they developed in the 70s and 80s, you know.
right. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, those were the days, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was allowed, to sit on the phone for 15 minutes. My phones, when we lived in Grand Junction, the phone would stretch from, it was in the hall outside my bedroom door, so it would stretch down the hall into my bedroom. Well, it didn't originally, but it did by the time I got through with it. So I could talk to my girlfriend, you know. And,
Oh, we got Tim. Oh, and Bert, all the way from the
Yeah.
Philippines.
oh, hey,
Yeah.
Bert. Hello, Tim.
Mm-hmm. And Lloyd, have you been watching Eli Yoder lately?
No.
He's the Amish guy, or ex-Amish.
No, I can't. I
And
forgot all about that. We talked about that last
oh
time.
boy, I've been watching. I'm like going, thank God I'm not a freaking Amish guy. Boy, I mean, some of the shit that he's had to put up with, and I kept thinking, because of the bishops, you got to do what they say. It doesn't matter if they break the rules. They can break the rules all they want. But there was a time where, I guess his brother had the buggy whip where it was standing up so it was easy to reach and get to. Well, one of the bishop's bratty kids said, "Oh, that looks like a radio antenna. They're being, not of the world, They're," and it's like, so they had to take that down and put it under their seat. And I'm like going, I'm wondering if any of the bishops, if they were uppity like that, did they end up in a freak hunting accident?
Yeah.
If you wanted to get rid of a bishop that was, or one of their kids that was being a little shit, I mean, the more he talks about the Amish people, I keep thinking, God, that sounds so much like Scientology. With all the
Well, yeah.
restrictions and stuff, except Scientology, you can have modern conveniences, but the control part is like very
Yeah.
similar,
They're a very, enclosed group.
right?
And, you get to the point when you got that many people enclosed in a group, eventually, some of those kids are their own brothers, or
Yeah, hmm
they're their own grandpa, something
right,
like that.
right,
Because, and this is what happened. A lot of those, it's like they're almost a spinoff of what the Pilgrims were from. Of course, the Amish come from Holland, but it's like
I thought
when
they
you look
came
at
from Germany.
Germany, Holland, they're
Yeah, Holland was they were Pentecostals.
yeah, but
Yeah,
what I'm thinking of is along the lines of like Oliver Cromwell and
right.
his the Puritans. That's what I'm trying to think
Puritans.
of.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they're very similar to the Puritan ways of
Right.
thinking,
hmm hmm
and 'cause, I mean, boy, when Oliver Cromwell took over England, he basically, he made fun outlawed,
Oh boy, sounds
I
like
mean,
a Democrat.
yeah, he pretty much was, yeah,
Yeah.
so.
hmm
But yeah, it's the Amish are an odd, you know, uh,
Yeah.
and in some ways, maybe some of that's not so bad. It would be nice if we had a little less technology. But hey, if we had less technology, the four of us sitting here in four different parts of the country and the world, wouldn't be talking to each other like this, face to face, so to
That's
speak.
right. That's right. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
I mean,
Oh,
you
and
think
also
about
the Amish, they speak German.
yes,
Their
yes,
Bible is in German.
right.
And Eli would talk about when he got hold of an English version of the Bible. And he's like, holy crap, look at all this stuff he's learning so much about the Bible being, and then he found something that was thought was like, wow, this is amazing. And he tried to show it to one of his brothers, and they said, no, 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 no. That is of the outer world, and that can't mean it's like. And he goes, oh yeah, I forgot.
When my after mom passed away, my uncle, it was his wife's uncle actually, had an old no, it was his father-in-law had an old German because he was originally from Germany, and is he, little.
Yeah, they
I
do
needed
speak German there.
well, I mean, but he was from Germany. He migrated here back in the 1800s, and
Right.
they had this family Bible that was German, and
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, it's just the writing in it is just beautiful. I mean, it's just
Right.
I can't read a word of it, but it's the old because anyways, uh, when my uncle died, well, he'd intended to send it to me, but he didn't. He passed away before he could send it to me. So when my uncle died, he uh, sent my aunt sent me this German Bible. I mean, it's a family Bible. It's about this thick, about that wide, and about
Wow.
that long, and
Mm-hmm.
about this width, and like I said, a thickness. It's a big old family Bible. It's all in German, but it is such. It's almost like it's calligraphy is what it is
Yeah.
what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
The whole Bible's like that. It's like
Yep.
wow. Let's see. Who messaged me.
And my great
Hmm.
uncle, he had the family Bible that was in Swedish. And what
Ah,
happened? His dumbass wife gave it to the church instead of giving it to the family.
yeah,
And she was a dumbass that gave away his, World War One trophies that he brought back. Like his
right.
Luger pistol and all
Yeah,
his medals. Oh, and on top of that, any gold they had, some neighbors swindled them out of that, saying, "Oh, you can't keep that gold." That was when we went off the gold standard, and everybody was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to turn in their gold, and she
right.
Yep.
just like handed it over. Probably uh, got pennies on the dollar in gold, and got screwed out of that. Boy, she. Yes, go ahead.
Well, I something popped up on my phone, and I was just thinking, and a thought crossed my mind. I meant to bring up. Have any of you guys, because we're always talking about, why we have, why DJI drones are, because banned by the United States, blah blah blah, all that crap, right? I'm not going to go into
Mm-hmm.
that. And people say, yeah, but what about Apple? That's just a different story. The other day, I'd been up. It'd been since I'd been to the hospital, and I hadn't fired up my iPad for a few days. And the other day, I fired up my iPad, and all of a sudden, I got a pop-up notice,
Oh,
and it was asking. It said your computer or your laptop, or I mean your tablet, your iPad is trying to. Somebody is trying to access it from Shenzhen, China.
Mm.
Do you
oh,
authorize this? And I clicked no. And then it said, go in and change your password. So I had to change my, uh, eh, and because I have actually two, double layer verification,
Yeah,
in other
two
words, you
FI.
have to,
Yeah,
you have to have a code and it has to be sent
yeah,
to my phone
yeah, two
and,
FI.
you know,
yes. Mhm.
and all of that. And because I have that, I was able to, but that was just, what was he saying? Uh, Lord, you got scammed. on the very. I just went into my iPad after a couple of weeks and had 161 updates to do. Yeah. Oh, multi-factor authorization. Thank you. That's it, Rod.
Two-factor
And
authentication, multi-factor,
Mhm.
MFI.
Jody said I shouldn't have done that. Well, it wasn't a pop-up. It was actually from the iPad that was because if it had been like a pop-up, it wasn't a pop-up. It was actually an iPad security update
Update, yeah.
Ah,
that was doing it. It wasn't a, it was a security pop-up. It wasn't like off of my browser or anything like that.
Mm.
It had nothing to do with any of that. It had to do with the actual because I was trying to log in on my phone from the hospital, and I had to give myself notification. Then that
Yeah.
was whenever it detects, and this was detecting coming from an area that it wasn't authorized. So
Yeah.
and this was actually a security authorization coming from the iPad itself, saying,
right.
do you authorize to use this? And I put no. And notification, yeah. Thank you. It was a notification. Right. I could have been DJI trying to install another. Well, this wasn't DJI. This wasn't a DJI. This was. I was just using that as an example that we talk about DJI and all of their stuff, but we can have it happen to our iPads or our iPhones because that's what happened.
Right.
Xinjiang, China tried to hook into my account. Somebody from there did.
Right.
So that's what it was, and it was the notification popped up on my security notification popped up on my iPad, and
Right.
that's the first time that's ever happened.
Wow. Weird.
So
Mm.
anyways, just was interesting that hey, they're sending stuff back and forth to China apparently on your iPads. Go figure.
Cool.
But
Mm-hmm.
and I did drop in on a few shows. The Sunday I was up the Saturday night while I was up at the hospital. I did follow,
Right.
and I even oh man, we're just ripping through this hour. But
Mm. Yeah.
Jaybird, that's Joey, right?
Yeah, that's Joey. Yeah.
Joey Burdett, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
kept the light on.
Yeah. Well, here's a little trivia for you. And I thought of this because I watched the movie. We like John Wayne movies, and there were three of them. There was Rio Lobo, El Dorado, and I think Rio Bravo.
Yeah.
Rio Bravo is the one with Dean Martin is
Right.
the drunk, and El Dorado is the one with
Joey.
Robert Mitchum as the drunk sheriff. So, anyways, in Rio Bravo, I should say, the bad guy that's being held in the jail and his brother and all of his henchmen have got John Wayne and Walter Brennan, all those guys. They're having to stay in the jail. The name of the bad guy on there, his name is Joe Burdett.
Ah.
And I had watched that movie and all of a sudden I saw Joey pop something up on his. I think he put some pictures up of his family or something. And I thought, next time I do my show, I got to bring that up. That
There. Cool.
maybe your parents were John Wayne fans. Who knows?
Good.
Yeah.
They knew what kind of trouble you might be. But Joe Burdett was the name of the bad guy that they had in jail on Rio Bravo.
Right.
Yeah. And Rio Lobo is the one they did three movies that were similar. El Dorado and Rio Bravo were almost identical. Robert Mitchum played the drunk sheriff or Marshall, he played him really silly because he says Dean Martin already did a very serious hardcore, and he says I don't want to try and up him or see who put out the most dramatic version. He says so I'm going to have fun with it. So of course that El Dorado also had Michael Caine in it, and
Right.
Michael Caine's job was Mitchum and Wayne would get to drinking so much, and then they'd get to arguing and fighting. And his job was to keep them apart, keep them from fighting each other. but yeah, Anyways, Joe Burdett. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He's
That's
related
nice to
to
know.
Lou Burdett of the
Yeah.
Milwaukee Braves back in the
Okay.
60s. Huh. That would be when Hank Aaron first played with the Braves. They were still in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And didn't Bob Uecker play for the Milwaukee Braves?
He might have.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a World Series MVP pitcher.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah. Back in the 60s. Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn, I'm old. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Mhm.
God. But yeah, Judy's birthday. It was her 75th birthday, and
Right.
it was a kind of a big deal for us because
Yeah.
10 years ago is when we started. Actually, it's been about 13 years ago is when we started down some of this health issues as bad as they
Right.
were, and they only gave her about 10 years, and she's well beyond that 10 years now.
Right.
And
Mhm.
as Miss Marple says, we're only afforded 10.
Mm.
And pretty soon I'll be overdrawn. Well, Judy's already overdrawn her 10.
Mhm. Yep.
But yeah, I got her a set of out of the clear on. I was trying to figure out what to get her, and I kept asking her, "What do you want? What do you want?" Finally, she says, "I want a set of earphones I can put over my ears so I just can't hear stuff." So you mean to listen to music? Yeah, And I thought, okay. So I started looking online to see if Walmart had any because I have Beats over their earbuds, and I really like them. They have got a great sound. They're comfortable, and so I had her try them on. Well, she liked the sound. The problem is it's just too hard with her Parkinson's, and she might, and it messes with the. She also wears the cannula, so the tube goes over there
Yeah.
too much. So I started looking, and they had some headphones. They're not the over the ear type, but they got the real soft padding. And so I ordered those, and they had them in stock, and they had them to me the next morning. So when I got up for Judy's birthday, we had them there. She really likes them. Matter of
Mhm.
fact, she put them on Sunday and kept them on all Sunday. Or no, yeah, all day Sunday she put them on until her son came over. She didn't have them plugged in. She didn't care whether she's listening. They're wireless anyways, but she didn't care if the music was. She just didn't want to hear me or hear anybody, so she put them on and lay there and relax. Like, okay, I know where I'm.
Mm.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was reading what Ronnie put up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, one of the things that I ordered on Amazon was a chicken shredder.
Yes.
So
Sounds
when
great.
you're cooking, you want shredded chicken. You just put the chicken breast in. It's got these spikes, and then the lid has spikes on it. You put it in there, and you just start twisting, and it tears up the meat.
Well,
So
see,
when you
I had a whole different thought going on there. I'm thinking, well, hell, a damn wood chipper. Just throw a chicken in the wood chipper. And you have feathers flying there. Feathers.
Yeah.
Why
Yes,
not?
it'd be a pain in the ass to clean, but I was
yeah,
thinking, why in the hell would you want to shred a chicken? But literally,
yeah,
that's where my
like
mind went.
I think you
chicken
meant a cooked
fritters.
chicken.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You were
or
thinking
if
of
you're
the
cooking chicken
deboned
in
already.
crock pot. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also I decided, because I'm doing those yeehaw, Mary Burke, I thought
Yep.
I'll get a Western style shirt to wear when I start doing those.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, I'm wearing my plaid today because one, this is a yeah, it's a plaid
Oh,
shirt. It's the woolly type. And it's
and
still cold around here.
I also found out Goodwill has drones. They've got some DJI drones. They've got a lot of Phantom 3s,
Yeah.
and there's what Dominic would call a Spock. They got a
Oh,
Spock
you mean the one on Star Trek, Spock?
on Star Trek, Spock, yeah. And they have a Tello that I bid on. Hopefully I'll win. And they have a whole bunch of those drones like the one that I just gave away. So I went and bought one of those, and hopefully I'll get by the end of the week, and it'll be another donation
giveaway.
to the giveaway prize. Yeah, I'll make sure it works before I give it away.
That always helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we've managed to cover an hour, and I know that they're getting ready to start.
Yep.
And the notification has just gone out, so
It's gone out. I figured it
that
had.
time
Yeah.
again.
So, I want to end by saying I appreciate Judy and I both appreciate all the kind thoughts, prayers, all the as what for while she was in the hospital and through all of that, and for all the great birthday wishes, and that just meant the world to her. And the support you guys give this channel, back in November, I didn't even realize it, but you guys might have noticed the last two videos I put up were season 7. This is the starting
Yeah.
of my 7th year in this.
Wow.
And it's like,
Yep.
I've
Yep.
been at it for a while.
Yep.
I'm still here, and I intend to be here.
I think Artco will turn either 6 or 7 this year.
Yeah, yeah. Because you started about the time my first one went. My season ends in November, so that'll be the end of my 7th season, my 7th year,
Okay.
and I'll start my 8th. So I hope to still be doing that. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at it. Whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
But with that, I'm going to go ahead and put out the. I'm going to go ahead and call it a show. And thank you, everyone, and for everything. I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can get this ending to work. There we go. Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Good night.
All right. Good night.
Good night, folks.
I
Good
will
night,
see you
y'all.
all on the other side. Good night, everyone.